What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Markus, aka Chart Slayer, and today you already know what it is. We represent the upper echelons only. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is actually we're going to be bringing I'm going to be bringing to you guys a new series, something that I have not done before on this channel. It's going to be pretty much like a how to trade and how to create your own strategy series. Right, that's what I'm pretty much going to be bringing in, is how to create your own strategy, bringing the foundation so you can have your time freedom back, and we can make sure that you have that financial confidence. Boom, let's get to the charts. All right, so you know how it is. I want to make sure this is organized, make sure you guys understand 100% how we do things, how to create your own Forex strategy, so we can make sure that you're financially confident in your future, okay? So let's break it down. How to create a Forex strategy, right? So these are the things that you need. This is the Forex strategy build, right? This is what you need when it comes to actually creating your strategy. One, you need to identify what type of trader you are. You need to know what trading sessions you're going to have. You need to know what type of strategy you're going to use. If you want to be a naked trader, or if you want to use indicators, or maybe both, right? If you want, we're going to break down the trading plan, and then we're going to break down back testing, right? Now, this is going to be, each one of these builds are going to be separate videos. So the first thing we're going to be talking about in detail is identifying what type of trader you want to be. Right, but first we need to know what type of traders there are, right? So the three type of traders are scalpers, intraday traders, and swing traders, right? These are the three types of traders. Now, the type of trader definition, like what is each form and how do you utilize them correctly, right? So a scalper is usually is a trader who's in trades within minutes to maybe, a couple hours, right? They're not in there long, they're in and out, like they want their money now. Right? Intraday traders are usually traders who are in trades within the day, right? And then you have swing traders which is what I am. I'm kind of both. I adapt, right? Sometimes I'm an intraday trader, sometimes I'm a swing trader, but mainly a swing trader. I'm in trades within days, weeks, and months, right? So it's not something that I'm not getting out within the day. It's a rare occasion, but usually it's within days, weeks, and or months, right? The longest I probably ever held a trade was 2 to 3 months, something around that time. But it was definitely one of the best experiences that I've had. Now, let's go ahead and break this down when it comes to the charts, right? And we're going to drop down let's go to a pair that's not really used that often. All right, let's go with this pair. How can we utilize this pair better, right? How can we use this to identify what type of trader you want to be? Right now, I'm going to just draw a trend line here, right? And we're going to just go by this downtrend. Right, we're going to go by this downtrend. Now, scalpers, right? If we were to talk about scalpers usually focus on maybe 2 to 3 time frames. Right, scalpers usually, actually maybe even 4, right? Because some scalpers may hit the 5 minute, right? So the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, and the 1 hour. If you see my cursor here, I'm going all the way up to the top left, right? 5, 15, 30, and the hour. Hour chart is where the scalpers usually are in their strong zone, which is where they're comfortable at, right? Which is where they profit the most. It's because they're usually, we're going to go on the 15, that's where they're comfortable, right? That's where they make the most money, right? So if I were to get into this trade now, right? If I were to trade and take a sell here, right? And put my stop at this high, as a scalper, you're getting out probably at this low or probably at this low, right? Now, how many pips and how long is that, right? So this is around within 4 hours, right? That's probably within a scalper range within 4 hours. They might even get out within, there's some scalpers use pip counts to get out of trades, right? So this is 10 pips. Traders usually say, all right, let me get my 10 pips and dip, right? And some traders are like, let me go by actual support levels, which can be between 15 to around 30, maybe even 50 pips, right? So you have traders that really
you have different types of scalpers, right? You have scalpers who go by support and resistance. Then you have scalpers who go by pip counts. But no matter what, in my recommendation, my personal opinion, that actually works is that I personally recommend that as a scalper, you always have a 3-to-1 ratio. So if I were to put like a short position on here, right? If I have an entry here, my stop loss is above this high, which is around 7 pips. And then if I were to have a TP, my TP, as you can see, it says 5.04 as my risk to reward. So it's around a 5-to-1 ratio. My TP would be around 36 pips, 35 pips, right? Which is an excellent risk to reward, right? So that's how I would personally trade, is I would trade based off risk to reward, right? Which is off support and resistance. I feel like that's the best way when you go by counts. If you're going by counts, have a growth chart, which is where you hit a certain dollar amount and then boom, that's it, right? That dollar amount is all you need. Now, 100%, this is just how scalpers, this is just some ways how scalpers make their money. Obviously, there's multiple ways in how they do it, but let's go ahead and skip through and go to intraday traders, right? Now, what time frames do intraday traders usually utilize, right? Intraday traders usually utilize the 1 hour and the 4 hour mainly, right? 1 hour and the 4 hour mainly, right? Why do I say the 1 hour and 4 hour? Because remember, they're in and out of trades within the day, right? So remember this trade, if I were to enter here, right? My TP probably would be here, or maybe even here. This here will probably be more of a swing trade perspective, but this would definitely be more of a day trade perspective, or maybe even at this specific support here. So, but how long is that? If we were to take this trade, drop it down here, this is literally 1 day. So trader would enter here and then exit at this level right here, which is exactly 1 day, maybe in 11 hours, but you get the gist, right? They're always focused on, all right, how can I capitalize? But I don't want to be a scalper, but I also don't want to be a swing trader and hold trades too long. So that's how intraday traders also take their trades. And intraday traders also go by pip counts as well. Sometimes they want to catch, sometimes intraday traders can catch 50 pips, right? And I just said that about scalping. Scalpers sometimes can be 50 pips, can sometimes be in between day traders and scalpers, right? Usually scalpers is usually a lower pip count, but at the end of the day, you get my gist that you always want to go by between time. You can go by either the time frames, support or resistance, or you can go by the pip counts. Right now, let's go ahead and talk about swing traders. Swing traders usually focus on between the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly. That's where they do their main analysis on. And when it comes to another type of trader, which is position trading, which that'll be a different video, it's a totally separate series on its own. They mainly focus on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, right? But let's go ahead and just talk about the swing traders, right? So the swing traders, which is what I am, let's say I took a position here, the swing traders would have would exit probably here, or they would exit down here, right? Which let's figure out how long this is. This is a week right here, just from, all of these that the days that I'm saying, they're all estimates. They could be, shorter or longer. They're not guaranteed, but this is just from me, just giving an estimate of how long off of experience. This could be between 7 days here. Here could be between, maybe a month, right? A little over a month, maybe 2 months, depending on what's going on. You can always, a little tip here. If I were to extend this all the way up here, this was 67 days. So I could probably expect from here to here to be 67 days. So this could be a 67-day move. This could be, if we were to measure this from this low to this high, right? This was around 19 days. You could expect this to be around 19 days. So like I said, it's always an estimate. It's not for sure, but you get the gist. It's more than a day when it comes to a swing trader, right? It can be a couple weeks, right? But this is pretty much the difference between a swing trader and a intraday trader and a scalper, right? You always want to know what type of trader you are. Also, it also depends on your lifestyle, right? But let's get back to the camera so I can explain this more in detail.
All right, so you guys get the gist of how specifically traders or different types of traders do, trade different ways. But let me just give you an overall more detailed understanding, right? So let's talk about lifestyle, right? You also want to, depict what type of lifestyle you have. So if you're more like an at-home type of person, right? I'm just adjusting something over here. If you're more of like an at-home type of person, you're at home all day, maybe scalpers for you, right? But if you're more of an intraday trader and you might you might go out a little bit more than others, maybe that would be what's for you. Intraday might be your thing. But let's say you work, a graveyard shift, or you're working maybe 8, 10, 12-hour days, you might need to become a swing trader, right? Those things might be better for you. So you always want to keep those in perspective when you're trying to, pick what type of trader you want to become. Like I said, right now we're in quarantine. So right now it's more of like what type of trader you want to be that's best for you. As in the quarantine, you want to trade how you want to trade or picking the type of trader you want to be depends on how you want to live your style, not only in real life, but in and what I mean by real life is not in quarantine and when you are currently right now in quarantine. So for me, let me give you an example. I'm a swing trader, so I'm on the charts maybe for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. Then I'm not even looking at the charts for maybe a day or two. I check it casually, but I'm checking it maybe every 8 to 10, maybe the next day, right? Because I want to make sure that I give the market time to move and let it do its thing before I just go ahead and maybe adjust stop losses or manage my trade, right? So you want to always keep these things in mind. If you're a scalper and you're at home, maybe you just want to get in and out, and you can get out and make your money between whatever time frame you want to have it. If it's within minutes or within hours, is up to you. If you're an intraday trader, right, maybe you want to get it. Same thing with the swing trader. You're probably on for maybe a couple minutes, maybe a couple hours of the day, and then immediately when it's the end of the day, doesn't matter if you win or lose, you're out of the trade, right? So you always want to keep those things in mind because that will benefit you and help you in the long run. But like I said, you guys, that's this episode. I want to make sure you guys understand that I'm excited that I'm creating a series on how to create your own Forex strategy, because it's very important that you know how to create a strategy so you can know if it suits your personality or not. And that's very, very important. You want to always have a strategy that suits your personality, your lifestyle, and what we discussed in the build PowerPoint. So like I said, you guys, I appreciate you guys for being on. This is Chart Slayer here, and we're going to go ahead and close out upper echelons only. Peace.